Skinflick, a Dave Brandstetter mystery, Book 5. Author, Joseph Hansen. Publisher, Open Road Integrated Media. Narrator, Eric Aust. In memory of Dr. Dreadful, who left too soon. Chapter 19. The management didn't waste a lot of money lining up the Sea Spray Motel at night. It was a bleak pair of oblong stucco boxes facing each other across a blacktop parking lot. The wooden stairs swayed as Dave climbed them. At the top, he squinted up at the white plastic circles set in the roof overhang. He gauged the power of the bulbs. They hid to be 20 watts. The gallery he walked along sagged. The merry blue paint on the wooden railings was peeling. The varnish was scaling off the door of Unit 12. Curtains were across the aluminum-framed window, blue and white weave with an anchor. Light was not leaking around the outside of the curtains, but Delgado's wreck of a car was parked below. Dave knocked. Someplace, a small dog barked. No one stirred beyond the door. Dave knocked again, louder. A door opened across the way. Television sounds came out. The door closed. Dave knocked again and was rewarded by moans. He felt footsteps thud. The door jerked open. "What the hell?" Delgado blinked. "Oh, shit, Dave!" "I'm sorry." Dave looked at his watch. It was 9. "Were you asleep?" "Yeah, well, informally." Delgado tried for a laugh. "I dozed off with the television on." He'd lost the crisp, clean look he'd had this morning. There was an orange stain on the front of the white shirt. Pizza sauce? The jeans Dave had lent him the day before yesterday were crumpled. "Something on your mind? Something I could do?" "You thought I didn't mean it," Dave said. Delgado stank of whiskey. The air that came out of the shut-up unit stank of whiskey. "You thought I'd paid your rent and thrown you away. What made you think that?" "You said the case was over," Delgado said. "You've got your house to fix up. You've got Amanda. You don't have to work. Only when you want. How did I know you'd ever have another case? I haven't got forever." "It will seem like forever," Dave said. "On Skid Row. Sleeping under the newspapers in doorways." "Yeah, well, I can take the stuff or leave it alone. What happened?" "The son didn't do it after all." "I don't know what he did. I need that girl to tell me, and I still can't find her. Odom doesn't know where she is. I'm going to see a man. I think maybe does. The last time I saw him, he fell over my foot and broke his nose. I'm about to act very nasty to him. It came to me it might be a good idea to have someone along. Strange as it seems, I thought of you. Are you sober?" Delgado half turned to peer back into the unit. 4 o'clock? "I don't remember anything after the 4:30 news. That makes 4 hours. I must be sober. Yeah." He looked down at himself. He brushed with a hand at the stain. "I need a shower and a change." His brown dog eyes begged Dave. "Can you wait?" "You're going to let me in?" Dave said. "It's a mess," Delgado warned him. "A pig pen." But he turned resignedly, and Dave followed him inside. The bed was unmade. Soiled t-shirts, shorts, socks were strewn around. The peeled back lids of sardine tins glinted in the weak lamplight. The ragged lids of half-empty bean cans, soup cans, crowding a coffee table with merry blue legs and a glass top. A big pizza with one slice out of it drooped in its tin on the television set. A whiskey bottle rolled from under Dave's foot. Its label said it was a cheap supermarket house brand. It clinked against another bottle in the shadows. Delgado said, "I'll make it as fast as I can, so you don't have to sit around looking at it." He rattled blue paper laundry bundles on a merry blue chest of drawers and went away into the bathroom. In a cupboard in the kitchenette, Dave found a dusty box of trash bags. He flapped open one of the big green plastic things and went around the place with it, picking up greasy hamburger, hot dog, French fry wrappers, fried chicken boxes, pizza tins, half-eaten candy bars, half-eaten slices of dried-out bread. There were 2 ashtrays. Both of them overflowed. He emptied them into the bag and, with the edge of his hand, scraped into the bag the butts and ashes strewn around them. More junk littered the kitchen. Beside the sink, under the sink, he stuffed this into the bag too, twisted the neck of the bag, and looped it with the yellow plastic collar the bag maker furnished. He set the bag on the gallery outside the door. Food, crusty plates, cups of abandoned coffee, smeared glasses were heaped in the sink. He poked around till he found a bent box of elderly soap powder. Maybe he would startle Delgado in the shower when he ran hot water into the sink. But he took the chance. He didn't hear a yelp, so maybe Delgado was out of the shower by now. Or maybe the management of Sea Spray was more generous with hot water than with wattage. He had to explore again to find a rinse rack. A spider was living in it. He opened the window over the sink and let the spider go down. Outside, on a strand of web, he splashed dust off the rinse rack, set it on the counter, and began drowning glasses and suds in steam. Delgado let out a long, low whistle of surprise. He came fast into the kitchenette. "Hey," he said, "you didn't have to clean up for me. You don't have to wash my dishes. What is this?" "You cooked my breakfast," Dave said, "several times." He shook dust out of a blue dish towel and held it out. "You can dry if it will make you feel better." "I never played cleaning woman for you," Delgado said. "I didn't need it." Dave began setting glasses in the rack. Delgado reached for a glass. Dave stopped him. "You don't know how to be a cleaning woman. Those have to be rinsed. First, Marie spoiled you, and your mother before her, I expect. And just wait a minute." "Who is this guy we're going to see?" Dave found a saucepan, ran hot water into it, poured the water over the glasses. "Now you can wipe," he said. He put the pan down and went back to washing dishes. "His name is Fulbright. He and Dawson were partners." "Where do I put these?" Delgado said. "On the shelf. Well, you found them when you moved in," Dave said. Delgado looked helpless. Dave opened a cupboard. "There. That should put them in easy reach." "You never give up," Delgado said, and set a shiny glass on the empty shelf. "Why did you break his nose?" And Dave told him about Fulbright. Delgado said, "Maybe he owns a shotgun. You didn't go through every cupboard, every drawer." Dawson threatened to expose him for taking money out of the company for not reporting his under-the-counter earnings to the IRS. Why didn't he break Dawson's neck to keep him from talking? Why didn't he try to wipe out Spence Odom when he realized Odom had heard the quarrel with Dawson? "Because it's been 12 days, Dave said. "Maybe he doesn't look at the news," Delgado said. "He was surprised when you told him it was Ludwig who was killed by the shotgun blast." Dave set cups dripping with suds in the rack. He'd have known the difference. He filled the pan again and sloshed steaming water over the cups to wash the suds off. Odom's dark. Ludwig was fair. It would take somebody, not sure, somebody who'd never seen them together or never seen Ludwig at all, to mix them up. "Did you ever think maybe Charlene had the shotgun?" Delgado touched a cup and drew his hand back sharply and shook it. "She'd only seen Odom once." Dave loaded saucers and plates into the sink. "She couldn't break a man's neck." Fulbright could. Delgado picked up a cup, using the towel to shield his fingers from the heat, dried the cup, hung it on a hook in the cupboard. It wasn't just that. Dawson was going to the IRS and the police, or DA, or whatever. You're forgetting he had Charlene to start with. Then Dawson had her. "I'm not forgetting anything," Dave said. "I'm remembering too much. That's what's wrong." "Aren't you supposed to do the silverware before the plates?" Delgado asked. "I seem to remember Marie saying—" "Marie was right," Dave said, picked up handfuls of stainless steel knives, forks, spoons, and dumped them into the soapy water. "He didn't have anything to do with horses. I don't think he took those records out of his office to keep me from running to the feds about him. He had to have a likely reason. That was far-fetched. There was a bin at the end of the dish rack for silver. He began putting it clean into this bin. The rattling punctuated what he said. What he was afraid of was that I'd figured Dawson had learned he was cheating him and dealing in smut, and had reacted as Dawson would naturally react, and I'd figured this was a motive for Fulbright to kill Dawson. He splashed hot water over the shiny knives, forks, spoons. Which doesn't mean he did kill him. Or that he didn't, Delgado said, finishing with the cups. It could have been anything. Everything. Fear of Dawson and hatred of Dawson for taking his girl. Disgust with Dawson's holier-than-thou pose. I mean, things do add up. Delgado began to dry the stainless steel. You can take this. You can take that. He opened a drawer and dropped the clean flatware into it. But then comes the next thing. It's the total that gets you. Except when it gets you, what do? Dave set saucers in the rack, then swabbed off the plates and racked them to drain. He glanced at Delgado. You give up and drink. Bucky loses control. What would Fulbright do? He poured steaming tap water over the plates. He felt around in the greasy water that showed a lot of tomato sauce at its edges, found the rubber cover of the drain with his fingers and pulled it away. He rinsed it off and laid it on the counter. The water went out of the sink with a sucking sound. He rinsed the sink. He took the towel away from Delgado and dried his hands on it. I know better than to bet on human behavior, but I'm going to do it anyway. He hung up the towel. Fulbright is in this up to his eyebrows, but he didn't murder anybody. You're on, Delgado said. He looked at the plates steaming in the rack. Are we through here? They'll drain dry, Dave said. Come on. Gay Mysteries audiobooks. I think it is easy to hate a label, but a face humanizes the word. So this effort is twofold. To offer comfort to those like myself that your world didn't end because you don't fit into the view of acceptable society on both sides. And in hopes of helping those with family that are LGBTQ, that it doesn't mean we are aliens from the child they once knew. Reassure them so they can maybe be supportive at the same time, being true to their values.